Hello and welcome to the first day of the vintage jumper sew along. The vintage jumper pattern from Patterns for Pirates comes in adult as well as youth, and it includes a plethora of options. It includes a skirt option that has two different lengths, a knee and a vintage jumper length. Then there's a cuffed shorts option, a capri option, a long pants option. So there's plenty of opportunities to join the sew along and create your favorite style of vintage jumper. For my vintage jumper, I will be doing the skirt because that's what I wear most of the time, and it's going to be a knee-length skirt. The pattern is drafted for stretch woven fabric, so a woven that has stretch to it. I will be using these gorgeous panels that I got from the Style Magnolia, who is actually the sponsor of this sew along. So she sent me these beautiful panels, which are like half and half, so I can play around with the colors and the graphics for all the pockets and all that good stuff. She does carry beautiful stretch woven, as well as many other bases of knit and athletic and other non-stretch woven. Definitely check out her website. I will link it in the blog post that will accompany this video and every other video going forward in this sew along. As always, we'll have blog post. The sew along itself will take place as usual in the Made for Mermaids and Patterns for Pirates sew along group on Facebook. Link to it will also be in the description and on the blog, and you can join the group. This is what you'll be checking in every day. The way we do the sew alongs, if you're new here, I post every morning during the week of the sew along, in this case March 22nd to the 29th, the daily steps that we'll be covering that day. I do post a video in the blog, and I do write it also, so you can choose your preferred method of following. And once you finish the day's steps, you will check in with a comment of your a photo of your progress in the comments of that specific day. There's an album in the Made for Mermaids and the Patterns for Pirates sew along group. There's an album dedicated to this specific sew along. So in the comments of day one, you'll be checking in with your cut fabric, which is today's steps. In the comments of day two, you'll be checking in with the pockets or whatever else we're doing on day two. So once you finish each day, you post your progress in the comments, and then on day 6 you'll be posting your finished product, modeled or not, it doesn't matter. The Patterns for Pirates team will choose a winner from that group, from those comments. I do encourage you to share your creations everywhere there's allowed, just because you did earn bragging rights for it. But to be eligible for the prizes that come with each sew along, you need to have them in the comments of day 6. So I hope this clears out any confusion of how does this work, which is a question that we get often in the sew along group, because there's a lot of new sewists that join us. So welcome everyone, new or old, new or veterans, should I say. And let's get started. So for day 1, we're going to be, as I said before, we're going to be cutting the fabric and selecting the fabric, printing the pattern should you choose to print the pattern, and cutting the fabric. The vintage jumper includes a projector file, so I won't be printing or taping together any patterns. If you need assistance with that, there's definitely blog post for how to print layers and how to tape together your letter and A4 formats that I can link in today's blog, not a problem. But since I'm using a projector, I figured I will show you how to cut the pattern using a projector. It is something that I highly encourage you to invest in should you have the space or the desire, because it does save you so much time and so much paper. Oh, I love it. I couldn't go back to not having a projector right now. That's why actually the room is pretty dim right now, because as with any projector, you want to be able to see the projection area. So without any further ado, let's get started to cutting the fabric. If you can also use one quick mention before I do that, you can use all kinds of stretch woven fabric, so it doesn't have to be this specific one, but it is a beautiful one. So I encourage you to check out the Style Magnolia. But stretch suede would work great, stretch corduroy would be beautiful for it, even stretch denim would be great for this jumper, and it's a great layering piece that you can use for your other favorite patterns for pirates tops. I will be opening my PDF file right now. I've selected the pattern. I already put the percentage of the view based on my calibration, just like I do all the time. So like I said before, once you've calibrated your projector, you won't be needing to change that percentage unless you move your table or you move the location. That's basically a calibration dictated by the distance between your projector and your cutting table. So if you don't change any of these parameters, then you won't have to change the projector percentage, regardless of which pattern you're using, whether it's a made for mermaid pattern, a patterns for pirates pattern, or any pattern that you desire. That stays the same. So I've selected that. I've selected the layer with my size on this, and I did a full screen with and hiding all the other unnecessary toolbars, because if you hide everything that you don't need while you're projecting and you get a full screen, you will definitely get the most out of your projection area. And for size 2X that I'm making right now, I can get the full skirt on without having to move around anything, which is basically the goal. You can definitely cut it in bigger pieces if you don't fit everything in one projection area, but I can tell you that for this distance, which is not huge, my projection area is about 24 by 36, I can get a 2X skirt for the vintage jumper in one shot. So I am mirroring my projector. Well, I'm mirroring my computer screen to the projector. And there you go. And now it showed up here. So that is done. And now I'm going to see what kind of skirt I want to do, because these panels have two sides. See, there's a striped side and there is an ombre side. So I'm thinking I'm doing an ombre skirt and a bib with the stripes, or I can do a striped skirt and then I do the pockets with the solid and the bib and the, I don't know. And then once again, the panels are like 1.5 yards length, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do a purple skirt. Let's see how much I can get in on half of the width of fabric. I may not be able to get it all, so we'll see how that works. Yeah, it's not gonna work for the whole thing, so trying to match my my stripes. Let's see what I can do. There is a 1/2 inch seam allowance included with this pattern, so I know I can use that as well to my advantage. So right now I'm matching the stripes on both sides. It it's not gonna work like I want it to. So we might need to change the plan a little bit. Do I want to do like a stripe in a corner, or I can do it half. Ooh, that would be cute to do it like half, and that will guarantee that everything fits. Is that crazy? To do it like half and I do the pockets opposite way? Is it too crazy? I mean, you know me, I like my crazy dresses. I think I'm gonna do that, half. Now, do I do green or do I do purple? Which one do I like more? Is this too crazy to do half and half? It's not, right? And I can do the other side, the back the same way, because I have 2 panels. And then I can do this for the bib and keep the bib half and half. I'm gonna do that. You guys, this is how my chain of thought works. So I'm gonna try to cut both skirts at the same time. This way I know they match. Is it too crazy? Nah, it's a jumper. It's supposed to be fun. Let's do it this way. Alright, so I have my fold line here, and I have both front and back pieces. You can add a few pattern weights to the fabric so it doesn't shift. And just simply cut. I hope you can see the outline easily. So I'm going to cut the knee length skirt. A little notch here just to mark my center, although it's kind of easy to see the center because the fabric changes in the center. This would make like a great jumper to take to the beach right on top of your swimsuit. It would be super cute. Okay, so this is going to be my skirt. Let's see, how crazy is this? I like it. I kind of like it. Alright, so we have the skirts cut out. I like to start cutting with the biggest fabric pieces and then work around those. So let's see, what do you need? What do we need after? We need probably the bib. Make sure that if you do cut the pants option or the shorts, you are using the pleat markings and you mark them on your pants. Patch pocket for the skirt. Okay, let's do the skirt patch pocket. Do we do stripes? I will do them the other way. Oh, that is so genius. So genius. Okay, so let me use just one panel. And Move the projection for the pocket right here. Let's see where it fits. Okay, so we can do the pocket like this with this color story. We need 2 mirror images. So I have my fabric wrong sides together. So now I will have a pocket that is hold on, because I want to make sure that I can put, no, I want them the other way, the pockets, because I want to put a striped pocket here and the solid pocket here. So I'm going to flip the fabric, like so. So now when I cut my skirt pockets, I will have, see, this pocket will go here and the one on the blue with the stripe will go on this side. Okay, so now it will work as I imagine it. And I think the skirt doesn't have a back pocket. But I'm thinking, why couldn't I have the back pocket? I kind of want the back pocket too. So the pockets are done, and this will be the skirt front and the pockets, like so. Okay, so let's see if we can do the pockets on the back too. So this is my back skirt, and let's see. I'm thinking I want to add the back pocket to the skirt. They're not supposed to. They're for pants. But if you don't tell on me, I don't know why I wouldn't do it. Okay, back pockets. These are the back pockets. Same thing. I want one stripe and I want one solid. I hope you can see the projection in there. Okay, pockets are done. So now I think the skirt is already done. Let's move on to the top, which has a waistband, a bib with a front pocket as well, and the 2 straps. So let's see, bib. I do want the bib to be 2 colors, the 2 prints. Bib, and bib lining. Bib pocket, back pocket, bib pocket side. Okay. So this is the bib, cut 2 mirror images. Okay, this would be my bib. Okay, so this is my bib, and I do want to cut it like with the stripes. So I'm placing it on fold here, like so. Okay. And you need to remember to put your markings afterwards. This is not cut on fold, it's cut 2 mirror images. I place the fabric on fold to make sure I get the mirror images. Okay, so this is my buttonhole marking. And these are my pocket corners that I'm marking right now with some pins. There is a magnetic strap on my Apple Watch that I'm using for okay, so I did the 2 corners for the bib and that. Alright, perfect. So my bib is done. Then I will need the bib lining as well as the bib pocket. Let's see. The bib pocket has 3 pieces. Okay, so it's 1 center and 2 sides. So let's do the center. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna do the center with the stripes. It's here. So I think I can turn this clockwise. And it's right here right now. See what I'm doing? I want to see where the center is. There you go. Beautiful. So I'm cutting the pocket. Make sure you do the notches. And now we want to do the sides. So I'm going to do the sides. Okay. I like to have the writing correctly, and I encourage you to do that as well if you're using the projector, because this way you know which notch matches where. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut the 2 mirror images like this, and see, I can see where the notch is right there. So So it's going to be very easy to match it. See, my notch here, my notch here. And this is not on fold, no, okay. So the bib pocket is done. And this is how it will look like. See? And now I know my stripes and everything else will match. Up next we need to cut the bib lining, the straps and the waistband. So this is my bib lining right here. This really doesn't matter which print I'm using because you won't see the lining. So I'm thinking I don't want to be wasteful. Nope. So I'll just do one of these stripes for the lining. This one is cut on fold. If you are doing the pants option, you will have 2 mirror images for the front, 2 mirror images for the back, regardless of the length of the pants that you're doing. And we will also need a little bit of stretch interfacing, lightweight, and a 7-inch zipper, all-purpose zipper. Well, I will be using all-purpose. The pattern calls for invisible zipper, but I don't have any on hand, so I will just use an all-purpose. I'm sure I can find a purple, green, or blue in my stash. Okay, lastly, we will be doing the straps. So for the straps, like I said, let me turn with my writing correctly, because it's easier for me to. Okay. So straps, 4 mirror images, 2 main, 2 lining, and I can get the straps in one projection, which is good. Yeah, this is the strap. If you're making size 4 or 5X, there's a separate pattern piece because you will need to piece them together so it fits on the width of the fabric. So I'm thinking we'll do this green. Does it fit on the width of the fabric is the question. Nope, it's not fitting on half of the width, so what do we do in this case? I mean, I'm thinking, because I do want to have one strap with stripes and one strap solid, because I mean, why don't we're gonna just go all the way. So I'm thinking this would be one strap with stripes. Let's see what we can do. and I'm trying to sort of center this strap in the, I know this is a little extra, but what am I if not a little extra? Okay, so that's one strap. We're gonna have to cut 4. The lining doesn't really matter, it's the mane that matters. And now I'm thinking I didn't get like crazy buttons for this. I need to find some purple or green buttons. Okay, so one strap is done. I need my other main strap. There is a mirror image to this one. It matters to make sure that you do it mirror images because this is at an angle. Okay, so now I'm gonna need a strap that's green like this. I'm gonna do it on this side. This way I know it's mirror. And it will have a little bit of the black stripe at the back, but it's okay. It's just because I can't fit it on half of the width of the fabric. Okay. Some pattern. It's not gonna be much. Between all the seam allowances, it will probably be just a little corner of the black line. Okay. So this is a step that you'll be doing for all styles. The only thing that's different is the bottom. The top is the same for all styles. So now I have my 2 straps. See, one strap. And their mirror images. How cute is that? I don't know if they're gonna go like this or the other. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted them to be like straps and stripe and solid. Okay, so now we need to cut the lining for these 2. And for the lining, it doesn't really matter which way we go. And then the other lining needs to be mirror image of this one. And this is why it's important to have pattern weights, even just for the fabric, because it does like to shift a little bit. One more lining for the strap. And the waistband. That's the last thing we need to cut today. this enough? It is not enough. Okay, panel. Sometimes I just like to place one of the fabrics like so, right sides together, and this will give me a mirror image, like a pattern piece. And I promise you, starting tomorrow, the lighting will be much better in the videos. Now I need this to be able to cut. I need it really dark like this. Okay, the lining is done. Let's do the waistband. Okay, so the waistband has the markings on it for back and for front. Should I do the waistband stripes too? Like half and half? I could, right? Okay, so one main and one lining, and front, back. Okay, so this is the front on this side, and that is the center front. I'm thinking this is the center front, the notch, which means I can actually do the crazy stripe and solid. What color should we do the waistband? The only concern I have is making sure that I have enough here. So this is the center. I'll cut one, and if I don't have enough, we'll rethinking. I have enough fabric to play around. Let me see, which side was the stripe? See, I don't want it like this, I want it the other way around. So I need to make sure that I put it like this. That is crazy, but crazy cute, right? Okay. Let's see if it works. One notch, two notches. So I'm cutting as far as I see. So I see only up to the back notch. I don't see past that in this projection. So I'll show you how to do it Okay, so this is all, but this is not all the strap. So what we're gonna do is we're going to move the fabric and the projection and match those notches and the cut lines. This way I know it continues. So I'm gonna move this here. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. So we're gonna have to rethink that or maybe piece it together. So this is my first notch for the back, which is here. I'm going to piece this together because I want that beautiful fabric to match. Okay, so now I moved my waistband, I matched the notch that I initially had, and then I'm going to continue cutting this. You would need to continue cutting this, but I will piece mine together because I'm crazy like that. And I feel like I was a genius with this idea. Well, the genius behind this is actually Megan from the Style Magnolia, who printed these patterns. It's not me, but I am the genius who decided to do them like this. Okay. Let me make sure the fabric doesn't shift. So now because I went off, I need to add from the other side a little piece here. And I'm just gonna add the 1/4 of an inch extra seam allowance and sew it together like color blocking. Super easy, you won't even notice it. Here. What can we add so it blends in really well? So here is my other notch. I'm going to cut this right here, and you won't be doing all this if you don't have any crazy pattern matching that you want to do like I am. Yours it will be much easier to cut. So now I'm just gonna overlap this. And for the lining, I won't bother because you won't see the lining. That I can cut the way the pattern suggests. Okay, so this is where I need to do like a 1/2 inch overlap, which will give me a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance for both. Okay, so it's kind of like in the middle there. So now I'm going to sew this together and have my my waistband the way I want it to be. So I went and stitched that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, just so you know, so you see it, you have a visual of how it looks. So now you can see that it's stitched right here, but it flows very easy. It will blend in. I just need to give it a good press with the seams open. So that is the main band, and now I just need to cut a lining, and that is it. These are all the pattern pieces. I'm gonna cut the lining the same way, but I won't worry about any pattern matching. I'll just place the fabric. I can actually use this as a pattern piece if you don't want to cut another to use the projector. You can use the main as a pattern piece for the lining, and it's just as easy. As well as neat interfacing, you can use tricot interfacing. I don't have, I think, any neat interfacing on hand that's this long. I might just use some featherweight interfacing. it's super thin, so it would do in a pinch. Other than that, I'll just cut the lining. I'll snap a picture of all the pattern pieces together and post it in the day 1 comment of this sew along album in the Facebook group. And I will wait, and I will see you back here tomorrow when we'll start sewing the jumper. Talk to you soon. Bye.